All right, second attempt. Apparently, being outside is not in good range of my Wi-Fi, which of course is kind of in my basement. So, anyways, oh man, this thing. uh, Thought I'd say hello to everybody. It's been a while, of course, and yeah, it's in here. Some drink and just chilling out on my vacation here, and yeah. So I don't know what's been up with all of you outside of the whole mess that's going on. Uh, Fortunately for me, I'm one of those quote unquote essential workers, so I've still been working. I'm currently on vacation actually, so yay. Uh, but yeah, world's gone crazy, and places places are nuts. People are going a bit stir crazy, and I can understand that. Unfortunately, doesn't look like certain places are having any clue what to do about the situation. To the constant shifting of flatten the curve, you know slow the spread. Now it's like, oh, wait for the cure. I'm like, well, you don't even have the cure for like the regular flu. So, anyways, there was this funny thing where they said, was it like the mayor of LA said that we're not gonna reopen until we go 14 days without. Hey, Rant, how's it been? But going back, he said, they got to go 14 days without a death. And someone did some digging, and apparently there has been no period in time recorded that they went 14 days without a flu death. So I guess good luck with that, LA people. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I'm doing fine. All right, I've managed to stay healthy, even though technically, I guess I'm exposed on a well, not necessarily a daily basis, but every time I go to work, it's something, and then of course wearing a mask for 12 hours is not fun. Oh, you're at work, hey, so and you're bored. That's hey, at least it's something, I guess. Yeah, at least you have access to the internet when you're bored. It's like when I'm bored at work, you know, I don't really have much choice but to try to figure out something else to do. So, if you don't mind me asking, what you do? What do you do? It's all right. But yeah, things things going a bit crazy, stuff like that. Uh, YouTube stuff also just nutsoid things going on, crazy. The whole like want to be my friend thing. That's dumb. That's dumb. Just people getting their accounts. Work at a casino. That's some essential work right there. People gotta can people gotta gamble. No, it's like, hey, I have no problem with casinos. I've had some fun times at casinos, like to the was MGM Grand, very nice. Um, but are you like a dealer, pit boss, or are you like the enforcer? Excuse me, sir. You've been counting cards. Now I'm gonna have to take you into the back room. Anyways, man, it's finally a nice day. The last couple days has been rainy and cold. I'm so ready for summer to be in full swing. Oh, but now you're back. I mean, yeah, I know there's some places that are like starting to open up. Uh, where I live, it's not like this. Our governor has no idea. Oh, you're a dealer. All right, all right. You go stay away from your table, Dutch. uh, but no, my governor has no clue. She's had no clue since the beginning of all this. Um, Waited and waited at the beginning. Slow to act when she should have like closed down the big hot spot, um, and didn't. And then when it got out of hand, they freaked and went way too far, went insane, and then just mishandled everything after that. Like people were having a problem with some of the decision makings, like for instance having like pot dispensaries being essential. I'm like, and yet you couldn't get lawn care services, which is like these people are landscapers. They're outside, so it's like what, they're not going into your home and stuff like that, among other things. And then the place where I work, we were pretty much ahead of the curve on everything, and on top of stuff. It almost seemed like the government was looking at what we were doing and go, okay, you know what? Let's go do that. Okay, yeah. Well, you work hard, make that money for the casino. I'll talk to you later. Go cool off some of those hot hands, right? Anyways, but I mean, and the thing is, like the people were upset because they didn't think they were being listened to, and so uh, they started to complain, and then they had like protests, and then the governor just does the wrong thing when dealing with protests. Uh, just basically impugned their integrity, treated them like children, treated their concerns like they weren't valid, and that just made them even more angry and pissed them off. I mean, you want to make sure you're being heard and understood and considered, and even if it goes against what you want, at least you can say, hey, look, they listened, they considered, especially have a dialogue and talk about because I understand your concerns. This is what we're working on, but we really need to do this also. And the thing is, like, there's a way to operate and be safe that can be done, and just like they pay no attention to that for some reason. Anyways, uh, anyways, enough about that controversy. Anyways, but where I'm living, hopefully we'll start to open up because I really want to get back to like going to the movie theater, um, going to the store, like Fye and looking through the horror movie section. I don't know. It's crazy. It's like cut off in the middle of the conversation, but whatever. That's what happens. What I was saying is like I'm just waiting to be able to go out and do stuff again. Movie theaters. I mean, I get paid extra money because it's like hazard pay now, starting to build up a little bit. So, which is a nice thing. A lot of people are having a different problem, and so I feel for them. And I'm like there's already been a couple of restaurants that are faves of mine that have announced that they're not coming back. So I'm kind of bummed about that stuff. People working there now gotta like figure out what they're gonna do. So that sucks, and I'm worried about several other places. All you got to be is if you're like on the brink, this is gonna destroy you. And if you were getting close, you're gonna be on the brink soon, and that's just yeah. But moving on from that, I guess moving on from that, as long as my internet can work outside in the wind. Um, a little bit of controversy in the horror movie community, or the horror community, not just movies, but uh, things like my boy Joe Bob Briggs getting in some trouble for past comments and jokes, and it's just more ridiculous bullshit. Like, look, there's this idea. There's the idea. There's like, oh, we got to do certain things to be inclusive, but when you are saying we got to do certain things to be inclusive and that actually excludes people, you're not being inclusive, you're just being exclusive. You're basically saying, hey, you know what, instead of being a community that just says, hey, you love horror, you're in, and that should be the important thing, that should be the most important thing. You love horror movies, you love horror books, you love horror television show, you like the scary stuff, you're in, and we have a conversation about that, and that's what we relate to each other. We have that conversation about horror. But when you start going like, oh no, we need to do other things, it's like, no, like our inclusiveness is horror. You want to come talk about horror movies, you want to talk about horror in general, scary stuff. Oh, I've got some ducks, got some ducks. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. But got a pair of ducks. I wonder if I can switch the camera. See right there, two ducks. A nice couple. There's been some flooding, so there's like a little mini pond over there, and they've just been hanging out there. We got bird feeders, so they're getting up. But as I was talking about, when I talk about like horror movies in general, the horror community, it's like that's the important thing. You like horror movies, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's talk about horror movies. Let's leave politics and all this other bullshit off to the side. And if you're one of those people who say, no, we need to have a conversation about that in everything. Everything has to have a conversation about stuff, and mainly it's social justice. It's I mean, I wanted to be diplomatic, but no, it's the social justice, which isn't justice. It's just about like revenge, um, breaking other people down to supposedly lift others up, which is dumb. Oh, you're just a white man. Well, if you say that, if I'm just a white man, that means you're a racist. Congratulations, racist, because you're discounting someone's opinion based on race. Oh, and sex, so it's sexist too. So good job checking those marks. But no, it should just be about horror movies. And if someone does something you don't like, then just don't talk to them anymore. Really, don't engage them. I mean, so if Joe Bob Briggs makes a joke and you don't like the joke, stop watching the show. It's as simple as that. But try to get him removed, try to get him torn down and destroyed is stupid, is ridiculous. And look, I don't care about your opinions, your beliefs, except the horror related ones. And we can have a debate. We can talk about it. And we can be civil. You can be wrong. I can be wrong. We can both be right, things like that. But, here's an example. Like, look, I got my Day of the Dead shirt. George Romero, I love a lot of his movies. I completely disagree with his politics. And, I think actually, because he really leans communist, and I think communism is a very dangerous ideology and leads to suffering and mass murder. But, he's, and God rest his soul, he was entitled to his opinion and his thoughts and his beliefs, and I'm not going to not watch his movies because I disagree with him on a philosophical level. and I'm not going to try to like unperson him or have him like be erased because I don't agree with his ideas, even if those ideas are dangerous. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, and everyone's entitled to be treated as a human being, even if they're disgusting and horrible. I mean, like look at Roman Polanski, is a child rapist, and I'm still gonna watch Rosemary's Baby and what was that? Delusion, Delirium. God, I can't remember. Repulsion, whatever that one was. I don't know. You know, the ninth gate though. Yeah, that's a garbage. No, I mean I'm still going to allow it to um, not have me enjoy a horror movie because my enjoyment is like when I watch a horror movie, it's for me. It's for me. It's for my enjoyment. It's not for them. It's not to support them, so to speak. It's not to agree with them. It's not to be you know condoning their beliefs and their thoughts and their actions and their being. It's about me having an enjoyable time and being entertained. And so, I can vehemently oppose the human being all I want. But if you're going to make an entertaining movie, I'm gonna watch your entertaining movie. I mean, here's another case in point. Ryan Johnson. I think he's kind of an arrogant jackass. The way he treated Star Wars fans after he basically ruined the new trilogy. I mean, he did. It was downhill from there. I mean, it was already going downhill, but man, he just went like, hey, he's a pilot. We're losing altitude. What should we do? I don't know. Nose down, straight down, boom. But I'm gonna watch Knives Out because I've heard good things about it. And I'm intrigued about the movie, and I hope it's good. And I'll give him props. When he deserves props. But it's not an endorsement for him or the way he acts to some fan bases, and it's definitely not an endorsement for his beliefs or his politics. It's not. And so you can like something made by a complete jerk, an asshole, and horrible person. Like for instance, I like some of Richard Wagner's music, uh, but yeah, he's a horrible person from what I've heard. But it's not about praising him. Uh, it's about the music, and it's about what I'm getting out of it. So but if you're bothering enough by someone and their personal life and their opinions that you can't go about and enjoy anything that they do, well, then that's fine. You can do that, but we shouldn't be trying to unperson people. We shouldn't be driving because if we want to be really an inclusive community, we've got to accept everyone, even the crazies. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we can tolerate people who are trying to be violent against others, and I mean like physical violence. Someone trying to physically assault people, trying to kill people. Um, we can definitely police things like that. Um, but like when it comes to they believe something I don't believe, so who cares? Oh, they made a joke that was offensive to me, so who cares? I mean, this is the horror community. There's offensive stuff everywhere. In fact, a lot of it's made to be just offensive. So I don't get what you're trying to do. I support Joe Bob. Honestly, I remember really vaguely when I was really young. We had it's like Showtime, like free preview or whatever. It was a little weird too sometimes about those free previews. It's like after the weekend, they still showed up like someone forgot to flick the switch or something. So I remember sometimes having some of those premium channels for like a couple months before they finally like turned it off. But I remember vaguely as a kid seeing seeing that he had a show on Showtime. I could have swore he had it for, you know, way back, way back. And I vaguely remember seeing that a couple times. But I was a kid and I was really afraid of horror movies, and yet I was still kind of fascinated by them. Like when I was a kid, I remember my first movie experience. Um, it was Return of the Jedi in theaters, and of course I'm like a little kid, and that screen seemed like gigantic. It was larger than life. But I remember also being in the movie theater, and there was like a poster for I think like Creep Show or something like that. It was like a skeleton guy, whatever, and it freaked me out, and I was super afraid. I remember going to video stores, and you'd always go through like passing by the horror movie section, and those covers scared me. But yeah, I still looked. I was still curious. I was still wondering like what they were about. So, but once I got into my teenage years, and then a little later, Monster Vision with Joe Bob was just like appointment viewing. So now he's got this show on Shudder, and of course this controversy is happening, which and a lot of people, they make some kind of like excuse. Oh no, it's good that we did this because we want to have a conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine, but there's a lot of people who don't want to have the conversation. They don't want to have a conversation. They just want the orthodoxy, and they want everyone to follow it. And if you're not following the orthodoxy, you need to be removed. And like I said, that's not very inclusive. That's exclusive. So I don't think there's any orthodoxy that the horror community, outside of, you know, don't don't harm others like physically. Because I'm gonna say like oh emotional harm and stuff like that. I mean, you know what it is. You can make jokes. You can even be somewhat mean spirited. But yeah, if you straight out attack someone, uh, yeah, that's a bit thing. But people are going to try to conflate that, conflate smaller things into larger things, and they're going to make an excuse saying that you to the grave for the plague god. All right, what's up, Jim the Thug? Uh, but yeah, still ranting about that horror community thing, which is funny because I'm part of that community, but I've always felt kind of on the outside, anyways. Um, we're all supposed to be a bunch of degenerates, anyways, because it's a horror movies. So it's like and I'm gonna be apologetic about my love of horror movies. Blood, guts, scares, jump scares. I love jump scares. Anyone who says jump scares are cheap, who cares? You're wrong. It's like going to a roller coaster. You think those roller coasters are cheap because oh man, they're just playing on your emotions. I'm like, yes, exactly. That's why they're successful. Or not necessarily emotions, I guess, but more like your adrenaline and whatever. But man, I don't know why this thing. Yeah, I would just hope that we all can just realize that it's about horror movies, about horror in general, and that's what should be the driving force. That's what should be all the conversations are about. It's like let's talk about horror movies. Let's talk about you know whether the new Halloween is good or bad or mediocre or maybe both or all three. But things like that. Let's have a conversation about whether or not Halloween 3 is actually good. I think it is. Let's have a conversation about Friday the 13th Part 5 being an excellent movie. I'm sorry, man. I think it is. Oh no, it's not Jason. Big deal. Spoiler. Sorry. But I think what they did was kind of like subvert expectations in a good way, and also there's a lot of dying in that movie. There's a lot of death in that movie. That has got one of the highest body counts in a Friday the 13th movie. But I mean, that's the thing. That's what I like about the actual horror community is that It's the horror. Let's talk about the horror. Let's let it be that. That's what it should be about. Let's not let it be about people's personal beliefs, people's politics, people's jokes, or the kind of jokes they like and whatever. I mean, let's let it be about the love of horror and the celebration of horror, um, and all that other stuff is not important. Honestly, it's not important. It's not important. It is not important. And look, I'm a person who loves a wide variety of horror films. I've got an extensive Japanese horror movie collection, actually. Um, Even like some Malaysian horror, some Korean horror in there, some Thai horror. You know, I've fan of some of the Spanish uh, horror. Of course, Italian. We all know I love me some Italian horror movies. Even some from the old Mexico. And I don't care. Like, oh, hey, look, that horror movie is all a certain race. Big deal. Whatever. You're telling a good story. You're doing some you're doing some scares. Maybe showing a little bit of titty. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Who cares? Who cares? It's all about making the horror. So if you can do that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you can put in all the political messages you want. You make a good movie first. That is fine. It's like, do I agree with like the message of They Live? Nah, partly, but not mostly. I think it's a little overblown and pointing at the wrong targets. But I'm still gonna enjoy the movie because the movie's awesome. The movie's fun, and it doesn't matter about like all the messages in there. But then you go the remake of Black Christmas, where it was basically like, how do we just make this a woke movie first, and then maybe let's do a horror movie afterwards? No, so you lost the audience, because you should start out with, hey, let's make a good horror movie first, and then go from there. And some people will go like, oh man, that's just oof, stupid fly. Oh, it's easy for you to say because blah blah blah. You are in this privileged position, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm such a privileged person, right? Right? Oh, because like everyone in horror movies looks like you. I'm like, no, not a lot of people look like me, and the ones that do look like me get killed or are the killers. They either get killed or they're the killers. But I mean, let's face it. Like I live in America, and you know, there's a majority of a certain group that holds a majority, and therefore they probably are in the majority of everything. Just like why am I not shocked when I watch a Japanese horror movie and it's 99 to 100% Japanese people? Well, maybe it's because demographics in that country. Maybe, I don't know. It's like watch a horror movie from like Zimbabwe or something. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be 90% black people. I mean, so make a good movie. Who cares? I don't care. I want you to make a good movie. I want you to entertain me, because remember, I'm watching something for my entertainment. I'm watching something, for me. And if you think it's important that there's a lot of diversity and a lot of representation, that's fine. That's fine. That's good on you. If that's what you want to make that's what you want in a movie, then that's fine. But you know. Oh, And we're back. Yeah, I'm going back inside because apparently it's not working out with the connection. Ooh. Yeah, a little bit of grease in that. So we're gonna make our way back into the den of despair. The old man cave. Ooh, now it's all dark. Dark and scary. Get to see the old extra. Anyways, yeah, a bunch of people showed up and then I'm like, what the hell's going on? Better turn on some lights. The old den of debauchery. Maybe I'll just go back upstairs. But yeah, enough about that ranting. Better connection. In my living room. Though it was a nice day outside, I was really quite happy. By the way, people, this is how you record. You don't go like this. That's horrible. Anyways, yeah. Just thought I'd check in and say hi to everybody and get a little rant off of my mind. And hopefully everyone's safe and hanging in there. And hopefully we all get through this stuff that's happening. And hopefully we all can just, enjoy, life and get back to doing the actual living as opposed to being stuck in the God, I don't even know what I call it, like the jail of fear. Anyways, as for future plans with my channel, I mean, as long as YouTube is going to be bullshit, I don't see the problem is like, if I want to work hard making a video and then just have YouTube be garbage, then it's just not worth it to me anymore. And it's like I've had several ideas, and I'd start to like think about like doing it, and then I just go, you know what? But YouTube's bullshit. YouTube's just making it. I mean, this mission accomplished for YouTube, because I'm sure YouTube's purpose is to squeeze out the small people and make room for their big, famous, trusted creators and stuff like that. And so, that's what's going to happen. That's what we can do, right? But I don't know. I mean, I'm still thinking about doing some stuff. I mean, I've got the best of 2019 videos. The best of, the most disappointing, the most surprising. I just still have like a lot of movies I need to watch. I know yesterday I finally got to watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And that movie, especially the ending. I love the ending of that movie. I love the what goes on at the end there. It was glorious, but kind of a slog. I mean, it's a good thing that the characters are very interesting because normally, a movie like that can be a little hard to continue watching because there's not a lot happening, but the characters were interesting and they were well written and they were well acted, so it did keep your interest until you got to that juicy part, and really juicy, yes, at the end of the movie. So that's nice. But yeah, I still have quite a few. I mean, I mentioned was Knives Out last year, or was Knives Out still kind of this year? I don't know. But I still have a few things that I need to watch before I feel comfortable in making the final videos um, for that. YouTube's removing your comments. I am not surprised. Like YouTube has been pulling some huge bullshit lately, and which is funny because they have that thing is like hold certain comments for review, and I don't check that. I like let me try this again. Trying to like make sure that all things are viewable, but yeah, let's see here. Yeah. So hopefully, the comments because yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised YouTube is trying to be super safe and things for kids, even though it specifically says nope, not for kids, not my channel. My channel has never been for kids and never will be for kids. My channel is for degenerate people like myself and like you guys. That's what the channel's for. The channel's for people who love filthy, disgusting, nasty horror movies, filthy, degenerate anime, horrible, horrible things. That's what my channel is for. That's what the people who like my channel they want the horribleness. And I try to provide it, but YouTube has like other ideas for the most part. So it's uh it's annoying. It's sad. You know, talking to a guy who had a video that was like 8 million views, but YouTube's like, you know what? You're making fun of incest, and incest is now one of our protected fetishes. So we can't have you making fun of one of these protected fetishes. I'm like, dude, what's the point of a fetish if you can't make fun of it? Seriously, I've on many times, I've said like, like, hey, corruption. That's 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 my thing, and I make jokes about it. Oh, someone might feel bad because they want to have sex with their sister. That's the thing. Where YouTube wants to make sure that people who want to have sex with their sister don't feel bad about wanting to have sex with their sister. And if you make a joke about someone wanting to have sex with their sister, oh, that's bad because someone might feel bad about wanting to have sex with their sister. So I mean, so now we have to do that whole thing where it's like, we have to make a joke about someone wanting to have sex with their sister, but then we have to go, not that there's anything wrong with that, even though we have, tens of thousands of years of evolution and society that kind of had a problem with it. Anyways, but no, it's all about people's feelings now, except for the wrong people's feelings can always get hurt. If you're one of those wrong people, your feelings can get trampled on. Who gives a shit? You deserve it too. Yeah, that's it's just funny. It's like I shine a light on all this horrible degeneracy. And it's because part of it is I enjoy watching Like, all those movies and shows in the that's effed up series. I enjoyed watching most of them, but I also realized that what they're messed up, and I actually enjoy telling people how messed up they are. And a lot of people want to watch that because they want to know where the messed up stuff is, so that they can watch it too. Um, but YouTube just no, we can't have you talking about messed up stuff. Now, someone who's making us millions of dollars can do that. We'll be sure to give them, cover. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What does this button do? Oh, wow. I can change things. Dance party? Oh my God. Why? Why the hell does that exist? Glamour? I don't know how that I don't know how that's glamour. Ooh, this one's called Haunt. Scary. If a god can make you immortal, but you would be covered in pox, oozing pus, and rotting away, would you do it? No, of course not. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. That's kind of scary looking, actually. I guess we got the 8 millimeter effect going on right now. It's actually kind of neat. I could record some like horror movie with this. It'd be kind of freaky. Why not? Because okay, something that people will put that back to more normal. Something people should have realized by now, especially during the whole quarantine stuff, is that you know you might have life, but if it's not like you want to also have a life that's worth living. And so, I don't think decaying and having oozing pox sores all over me is quite living. I don't know. I wouldn't consider that living. Sure, I'll live forever, but what kind of life am I living at that point? It's not like I've got to. It's like I guess I'll have enough time to find the woman who goes, you know what? Festering pox, sores, and decay are my fetish. I'll have enough time to find that person, but no, oh my god, getting there would be horrible. Anyways, so that's why not. I wouldn't want to live forever if I had to have pox. That's just no. It's not even a choice. I'm sorry. You're not even making it even like partially interesting in that question, because it would be something like, okay, it's like you live forever and you have pox and it's all sore and you're decaying. However, you also have the ability to just generate money. Just you're like a quadrillionaire. Then you're like, okay, well, that's a little interesting. I mean, I might have horrible pox sores and they're oozing and I'm decaying, but I have a lot of money, so now I can like buy everything that I want and maybe buy a mask and get some hose and then maybe enjoy myself that way. I don't know. But no, you just said immortality, except you have pox, and that's just no. That's no, no. I have like a couple arms fall off. Now I have no arms, and I have to live forever. I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, but you can do anything you want. What are people gonna do? You're immortal. Well, they could chop off my arms and my legs and throw me in a room with no windows and not feed me, and then I am unable to move in a boring room by myself very hungry, and I have to live forever. So yeah, there's a lot of things people can do to you. I mean, just because you're immoral doesn't mean you're invincible. I mean, or not invulnerable to suffering. Heck, they'll throw me in a vat of acid. I get to feel everything eating away for eternity. That doesn't sound like a good deal for me. It's not a good deal. Not to shoot down your suggestion, just to say, no, it's not a good deal. Oh boy, oh boy. It is nice and sunny outside. I wish I could go back outside, but stupid internet. See, like the signal is super strong in here, but once you get outside, it starts breaking up, and that's all right. Someone's mowing the lawn anyways, and I'm sure the wind was making all kinds of annoying noises. Going back into my pit of despair is very not properly lit. Anyways, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I had to shave. I had like a huge beard, but wearing that mask with a beard is just horrible. It is horrible. It's like your beard hairs are just going places where they don't normally go, and they itch, and it's annoying. It's just doing that all day at work. Oh, it's not fun at all. But then again, it's work. It's not supposed to be fun, right? Oof. Wow, thing is, I've almost been at it for an hour. My God. My God, what time is it? Ew, 4:25. Oh no, now you know my time zone. Shit. Shit's out of the bag. Oh my God. What am I gonna do? Ugh. It's too bad too. It's too bad. YouTube and everything. They still got to find like a video service that just doesn't care. They don't give a shit. It's like, oh, you're gonna upload things where you're talking about horrible things. Perfect. Go right ahead. Uh, so I really did want to do an episode about Crazy Lips because that there's a scene in that movie that is just beyond the pale. But my God, even describing it, YouTube just freaking have a seizure or something. I'm sure like YouTube would just start going, start frothing. Just, I hate it. It's a horrible. It's horrible. It's like oh my God. It's like this. Oh yeah yeah yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so gloriously horrible too. It's you're just watching it, you're going, oh my God. And you thought of that. You not only thought of that, but then you filmed it. You filmed it, and it's like, what? Uh and see now the one person watching this is going, what are they talking about? Well, you go watch the movie Crazy Lips, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Uh, there's just so much stuff that I could make so many videos about, and then just have my channel just disappear because I violated all the community guidelines because you know basically YouTube should just get rid of the community guidelines and just have this. It goes whatever we don't like, you know, whatever we don't like, we're gonna remove and screw you. That's what it should be. That's what it should be because that's basically what it is it's they'll say things, but even if you follow the letter of the law, they'll still go, well, you know what? Your interpretation is not our interpretation. And our interpretation is like God. The thing is like, but I followed all of your procedures. I made sure that I didn't run afoul of any of these. Oh, did you know? Hold on. Oh, we just updated our community guidelines, and now in subsection 14 it says whatever video you make, probably not appropriate. Sorry. Uh, doesn't matter if you uploaded it before we change this, because you know, see, there's a note here. What's the note says? Fuck you. That's what the note says. Fuck you. Sorry. Oh, what do we got here? Okay, what if you can have powerful magic, but you have to turn yourself into a 12-year-old girl that has a lot of. What in the world? It has a lot of pedos with big you know what. Your still self. So, well, I mean, I have powerful magic. So, I mean, I just make all of them go away with my powerful magic. I don't know if I want to live life as a 12-year-old girl, though. That's horrible. But I've got powerful magic, so. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I could do that. I've got powerful magic. Sure, I got to turn myself into a 12-year-old girl. I use my magic to keep all the pedos away. Then find myself, a very lovely, attractive woman, and use my magic to, you know, you know, you know, and yeah, I think I could live that life. You know, I could just say, well, I don't have to turn myself into a 12-year-old girl. I could just self-identify as that, and I won't have to use the magic, and I'd still, be me with my magic. Just saying. Anyways, but man, this is the most talking I've done in like weeks. Shit, starting to feel it in my throat. Starting to feel it in my throat. My good man. All this talking, I'm feeling in my throat there. Yeah, I need to stop talking as much as I am doing right now. It was a god awful accent too. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I just all of a sudden just start talking about it. It's who knows? Who knows? Can somebody tell me what accent I'm using? I mean, then even good even knows. Nobody knows. It's just an accent. I don't know what it is. Some people somewhere say it something like that, but no, I don't know. I know it just kind of slipped into that, just because I was saying throat, but I don't want to say throat. My throat. I don't know. Horrible, horrible. I'm a horrible person. Y'all should hate me. Y'all should hate me. I'm a horrible person. Unperson. Boop. Oh man, I'm running out of drink too. I'm running out of my drink. Now it's gone. It's gone. Avidazen. Sayonara. Or whatever that stuff is. Uh, hmm. Well, I think I've spent a good amount of time talking to everyone. Uh, I love how I'm just like watching the views and it's over here on this side. I hate this. I hate the whole mirror thing. It's so horrible. I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. But anyways, I don't know. But hey, it was nice chatting, giving everyone talking to. Talking to shit. It's like I'm a parent. I'm giving you a talking to. I just letting everyone know I'm still alive and letting everyone know what's going on. and hopefully, hopefully things get back to normal soon. Hopefully, you can only hope, you can only pray things get normal. But yeah, it's been about an hour. I should probably do something productive with my time. I suppose then that, yeah, now the viewership goes up right as about I'm like thinking about leaving. It's not like they're gonna like. It's not like anyone's commenting outside of you, Jim. Jim, with your, would you choose this just in case, or not choose this just in case? Would you choose this, but it's got this horrible repercussion to it, which, depending on the repercussion, you can usually get around. But anyways, oh boy, God, I look awful. I'm horrible. Ugh, man. Ugh. Don't look at me anymore. I'm disgusting. Anyways, this Mark from the freaking Mask does all this crap. Anyways, yeah, I think, oh, of course, guy mowing lawn is stop mowing his lawn. But I'll see you guys later. Talk to you later. Hopefully I'll get past the YouTube melancholy and make some more videos. Who knows? Anyways, it's nice chatting with everyone. All two people who commented. Anyways, yeah. Ugh, I'm doing this on my tablet too. This is crazy stuff. Okay. Nice. Anyways. You guys take care. Rawr.